All right, is this thing on? There we go. Watch this setup. What's up, everyone on YouTube or Facebook? Come into the replay. Make sure you say replay down in the chat. We're going to be pulling orders for the first time. I finally got this setup done today. So we're going to pull some orders back, like old lives, back in the day when we used to do this way, way, way back in the day. But finally got the setup. I hope the camera down there is okay for you guys. I know it's a little bit lower. They're up higher. I tried to adjust my camera, but this is as good as I can get it. So you guys are going to be kind of a little bit lower, but you can still see everything. What's up, Blended? What's up, Trisha? Welcome in. You guys will be able to see how easy it is to pull orders with the new system. I'm going to pull all the clothing orders. I do have some trains that sold, but those aren't like specifically inventoried in a system like this. They're just up on a rack, so I got to grab those afterwards. But should be a quick, easy live. What's up, Joe Bear? What's up, everybody? Welcome in. We have, I think, 16 orders for eBay. And we have, let's see. By the way, TikTok, can you hear me? Good. I got the mic set up today, so I'm hoping you guys can hear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Poshmark orders. I can see. What's up? Welcome in. Ceiling almost done? No, ceiling's going to be done in 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to have somebody come in. Our next door neighbor has like a handyman. He's going to come in and do the roof. And once the roof is done, we'll be able to put an AC unit out here. He's also going to build a wall. You guys don't see behind us, but there's a wall that he's going to build. And he's also going to enclose the AC unit, so you guys won't hear the AC. You guys shouldn't hear the AC because I got the mic on tonight. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you're tapping the screen if you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure you're liking the live. We're going to pull some orders. What's up, Amy? We're going to pull some orders tonight. Show you guys how easy it is to pull orders with the new system. So easy. We're going to do eBay orders first, and then we'll do Poshmark orders after. Let me grab a pen really quick. Grab one of these. Throw one of those off to the side. So, is that pager on your hat? It does look like a pager, kind of. No, nobody's paging me. Nobody's paging me. By the way, I put out that post on Facebook today, Facebook and Instagram. Go check out that post. It's about doing something for somebody else with no expectation in return. During the time I was mowing the lawn, you might see me itching my head because a wasp came out of nowhere and got me right in the side of the head. So I swear I don't have lice. I just have a wasp thing on the side of my head. So what's up, Kit Kat? All right, let's pull the first order. If you don't know how the inventory system works, there's a video on YouTube that goes over the entire inventory system, both the boxes and the bin method. I've changed everything over from the bin method to the box system simply because I think it is a more efficient and faster system to use. So you guys are going to see how easy it is to pull orders once everything's in the system. If you check my Instagram stories, you'll be able to see the entire setup. I'm trying to show you guys the best I can right now. There's a couple empty spaces down there. I still got to make a few empty boxes. And those are going to be what I put all my new inventory that I list this week and next week. One question I got over and over again is about condensing. And people were annoyed with how much you have to condense with this system. You really don't have to condense that much. There's going to be room enough for 8 boxes down there. That means I'll have about 20 to 25 items fit in every box. So that's roughly 160 plus items that I'm able to put in inventory this week before I ever have to condense. So if I'm doing, appreciate you, Kit Kat. If I do 30 per day, that means I have more than a week's worth of inventory before I ever have to condense. By the time I'm ready to condense, I should sell down enough to where once I condense, I'm left with another 8 to 10 bins. Next weekend too, I'm going to do a clearance sale on my store to try to get out a whole bunch of old inventory. Because as I did this move over, I noticed I had a whole bunch of really old inventory. So that's what I'm going to work on, getting rid of all that stuff. So how many items do you have? My numbers go up to 17. I think it was like 1746. But total inventory I have is over 2,000. That includes trains and clothing and a couple like miscellaneous hard goods. Also, if you have multiples of the same item, you're going to use the same number. So even though I have 1746, some of those items I have like 3 of, so they use the same number over and over again. So appreciate all the gifts, Kit Kat. What's up, Surfs? Surfs, you get to see an actual inventory system. If you guys have seen Surfs Up Lives in the morning when he tells you how he pulls his inventory, it is nothing like this. He's just diving in a bin and looking for his item. This is going to be super quick. We're literally I'm going to tell you guys a number. I'm going to go over and I'm going to pull it. It's going to be super simple. So I know this is probably flipped, but the way my inventory system works is on my eBay SKU, I have the SKU number and the price I paid. So for the first example, this is an RLX shirt. I know it's backwards, but there's the RLX shirt right there. And the inventory number is 1444 and it says 1177. That's the price I paid. So 1444. We're going to walk over to 1444. And there we go. RLX camo shirt, brand new with tags. I paid $11.77 for this shirt, and it sold for $30 plus shipping. This is a TJ Maxx find. That's how easy it is to find your inventory. So where'd you get your numbers from? So go watch the YouTube video. I have a full YouTube video on how to set up this system. The numbers are I make on my Dymo 450 Turbo. And with the 450 Turbo, you just set it to do a numerical count, and it starts with 001, goes to 002, 003, all the way through. It's easy to do, and then I don't have to worry about these labels ever getting messed up. So I try to list 30 per day. Please explain the condensing. I don't get it. Okay, I got you, Amy. So down here in the bottom, I hope YouTube and Facebook can see it. Down here in the bottom, I'm going to have empty bins down there. So once those get filled, I have to condense all inventory down to make room for new bins. So basically what I'll do is I'll come over here and I'll grab 001, this bin right here, and I'll grab, this one has 18 in it. Grab both of these bins. I'll take the first few in this bin and move it to whatever space I have in this bin. And then I'll be left with more room in this bin, and I'll do it from, basically keep doing it all the way down until I get an empty bin. I'll pull that empty bin, slide everything over, and keep going. It's basically just taking the numbers and moving them down. That's one reason why you don't reuse numbers. You don't have to reuse numbers because your numbers will always go up in numerical order. So put shoes on. I'm in my own house. I don't need to wear no shoes. This is way too professional. Surfs. I know. It's too professional for you. You're not a very professional guy. All right, next one, 812. 812. I'm still getting used to where the numbers are, so cut me some slack. 812 is actually right in the front. And you might remember this from an old YouTube video. So this is a Polo Ralph Lauren Fair Isle vest. I sold this. I put it in my last top sales of the month for, I think it was April, and it got returned, and then it got sold again. So it's a Fair Isle Polo Ralph Lauren vest, really good print. This one, always look out for these. I paid $8 for this. It got sold, it got returned, and then it sold again for $89.99 plus shipping. Easy peasy. How many orders this weekend? I don't have that much because I didn't list like at all last week because I was busy working on the system. But I have 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 orders. I have one Depop, nothing on Mercari this weekend. So yeah, not the best weekends, that's for sure. Only have about 550 items, and I've been doing the box system all weekend. I'm so excited. Nice. You're going to love it. It's so easy to pull inventory. Kayla pulled some inventory the other day. She was like, so easy. I wish we would have done this way before. So we're going to keep up to 7,000 items. No, I don't think I'll ever get to 7,000. 7,000, this holds about 2,000 items. So 7,000 would be a lot more shelves, but I'll keep going up in order until I get. Are you seeing a slowdown? A little bit. By the way, is the sound coming in good on TikTok? Because I'm using the mic and I just want to know if it comes in good. I hope the stream over there comes back. It says I'm losing connection, but now we're back. Okay, we're good. Okay, I'll use this mic from now on. All right, next number is 577. 577. So basically, when I pull my inventory, I hope this is, it's not going to be flipped, but 564 is right here, and then 587 is right here. So I know 577 is going to be behind number 564 because it goes up in numerical order. So all you really need to do to pull your inventory, I know a lot of people are saying you can label the front. There's no need to label the front of the bins because all you're looking for is the very first number in every bin, and that'll tell you where your item is. So this is a Polo Ralph Lauren, just a simple plaid shirt, bread and butter right here. Paid $6.96, and this one sold for $22.49 plus shipping. That was an Auto Posher sale. Auto Posher sent 10% out offer, and that person accepted. Which printer you use? I use a Dymo 450 Turbo. Again, the whole video on how to set up the system is on my YouTube channel. So if you want to learn how to set this up yourself, YouTube, I also show the bin system too, the old system I used to use. So depending on your inventory size, how much space you have, you'll decide which system works best for you. This system works really good if you have a ton of space for shelves, because basically the only way you can make the system work is if you had shelves. Just imagine if you tried to stack these boxes on top of each other, they would all fall down. Whereas bins, if you have a lower inventory, let's say 200 to 1,000 items, you might go with a bin system, because you can just stack the bins in the corner of a room and you don't need any shelves for that. So I showed both systems in that YouTube video, so go check it out. Vintage Wayne, I know, we're back. Although we are moving this possibly to a storage unit, and then I won't be able to do it. So are you left-handed? No, this is flipped. This is my right hand. This is my right hand. 548 is my next item. 548 right in front. 2 in the front. I didn't think that was going to happen. These are Brooks Brothers, like American flag shorts. I repriced this item. This was one of those items that were sitting in the bottom of a bin. I didn't even realize I had this. I paid $10.70 each for these. I think I bought them from Nordstrom Rack at one of their clearance sales. This one sold for $25 plus shipping. This is just getting this item out of my storage, out of my eBay system. Again, next weekend, you guys are going to see a lot of lower dollar sales, because I'm going to try to clearance out a bunch of this stuff, because I got a lot of old stuff that I want to get rid of. And the great thing about using the system is you can tell where your oldest listed items are at all times. No, the plastic bags don't stick together. And no, these aren't going to be stored in this garage. We're going to insulate this garage, and this is actually going to a storage unit that's already air conditioned. So this won't be here for too long. It's literally going to be here for a week. Use the system as well with clothes. Glad to see another reseller finding some. Yes, it's. I learned the system from Daily Refinement, by the way. I watched his YouTube video. I gave him credit in my YouTube video. Yes, it is. It is all his system. I'm sure he learned it from somebody else, but I give him credit because that's who I learned it from. Video away. Definitely not failure. I appreciate everybody who watched that video too. That video is actually blowing up. I didn't expect many people to watch that video, because it was just me talking to the camera, and I wanted to wait till I was ready to make that video. I get those questions all the time. How's the 130K challenge going? And I wanted to be ready to make that video, to be able to talk about it instead of being mad or sad about the situation. So I appreciate everybody who watched that video. Means a lot that you guys actually went and supported it. All the comment section is full of love, so I appreciate you guys. Next item, 471. 471. $471. You see how easy it is? Remember when I used to pull these? You guys, those of you who've been here for a while, remember I had to take down the bins, I had to look through the bins, then I had to put the bins back up. I don't have to pull these. Another reason they do a tag shirt. I had this listed for like $59.99. Why? It's just been sitting in my inventory. I never repriced it. I paid $10.70. It sold for $26.99 right after I repriced it. So good sale right there. Where do you get the boxes? If you go to my link tree in my bio, or if you're watching on Facebook, you go to my pin post. All the supplies are in my Amazon storefront, and there's a specific spot for all the box and bin system stuff. So it's super easy to find in my Amazon storefront. Biggie does a system. There's a lot of resellers that do the system. It's a really good one. 360 right in the front. 360 Peter Millar shorts. I think I picked these up at Goodwill. They were in a older video. Paid $12.82. I paid up for a little bit for these, but I found 4 of them at the same store, so I only had to make one listing. This is the last one. Sold for $25 plus ship. Are there certain times of the years when sales are slower? Yeah, it's called summer slowdown. When everybody's out on vacation, that's when sales tend to slow down a little bit. So if your sales start slowing down over the next few months, don't worry about it. They'll pick back up. Just keep listing. Next up, this one is inside somewhere. That's where it was. Okay. I was wondering why this was not listed. It's inside. I pulled it earlier today. I thought it wasn't listed, and because I was redoing the system, but it is. But it's a Tommy Bahama 2XL shirt. I paid $12.82 for it. Sold for $34.99. But again, it's inside. I thought it wasn't listed. I was going through the system and I was like, wait, this isn't listed. But it's because it's sold. I didn't notice that. All right, $12.73. $12.73. This is a men's G4 long sleeve shirt. I picked this up at TJ Maxx for $34.98, I think is what I paid for it. I think is what it says right there. $50 plus shipping for this shirt. So nice little easy sale. Do you only sell on eBay? No, I sell on eBay, Posh, Mercari, Depop, and whatnot. We're going to pull eBay, Poshmark, and Depop sales on this live. Do you have different numbers for the same item, but different size? Separate number. The only time I'll have repeating numbers is if I have two of the same size of the exact same item. That's the only time it repeats. Where do you get the boxes? Do you like them better? I like them better, and they're in my link tree in my bio. I learned a lot from you, especially appreciate your video about helping your neighbors. Appreciate that. Yeah, I put that post out today. A lot more people should do that for people. I've been doing it since my neighbors moved back. They used to rent that house, but since they moved back like 2.5 years ago, I've been mowing their lawn. And then finally the lady next door let me do it too. Any market for genteel golf shirts? You gotta look it up. Gotta look it up on eBay. I'm not sure. I'll watch June live thrifts and a couple rad resellers. Also appreciate it. Yes. Next live thrift, we're not doing it on TikTok too much anymore. We're doing like small Goodwill live thrifts, but we're doing it on YouTube. So you should go subscribe to me on YouTube. I reuse my bags. I don't like a ton of boxes. Yeah, we choose not to reuse your bags. If you want to reuse your bags, it's perfectly fine. We just like sticking them in the bag, sticking the number on them, and as soon as it sells, we just take that and ship it out. But I do understand if you want to use the same bag over again, that makes sense too. It saves actually a little bit more money than what we're saving. Which site's best, worst for selling fees? Best for selling fees is Mercari, because Mercari passes the fees on to the buyer, so sellers don't have fees. Worst is Poshmark. Poshmark charges 20% fees. eBay's like 13 point something plus processing and whatnot's 8%. So yeah, but best right now is Mercari. This is another item that I repriced. It's going to sound crazy that I sold it for this low. There's a Peter Millar dress. I picked this up in a bulk buy. It was sitting in the bottom of a bin. I didn't even realize I still had this. Paid $6.12. I sold it for $12 plus shipping. Again, getting it out of my store. I don't need items like that. So I made a little bit of money on it, but I got it out. I think that was listed for like $29.99 or something. It would never sell for that price. It was a super, super old listing. Joey is adorable. He is. He looks just like his dad. That's why. Next up, 1089. 1089. 1089. All right, this is a Lululemon, women's size 10, Lululemon capri leggings. I don't know what we paid for this because we don't have a price in there. So this is probably a whatnot purchase, sold for $17.99 plus shipping. Nice little easy sale. Appreciate the follows. If you're watching, make sure you're following whatever platform you're watching on. I'm trying to get to as many questions as I can, but both are going crazy. So a lot of people reuse the bags over on YouTube. Yeah, I see the point of reusing the bags. I just choose not to. It's just easier for us. Next up, 825. 825, which is all the way in the back. All the way in the back of this box. Uh-oh. 825. Put that one back up after the live. 825 is a pair of Vineyard Vines. I believe these are shorts. What platforms selling? eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and whatnot. Vineyard Vine shorts, another item I repriced. It's just a basic pair of Vineyard Vine shorts. I probably picked this up like 2 years ago. Why? I don't know. Maybe 2 years ago this was selling. Sold for $12 plus shipping in and out of my store. Again, it's been sitting. I don't want to hang on to it anymore, so I'm getting rid of it. Lululemon, yes, Lululemon prices are dropping. They used to sell, leggings used to go for like $30. They're now going for like 20. So just be careful with picking up Lululemon. Next up, 1236. 1236 right here. Is another bread and butter Ralph Lauren shirt. Picked this up for $8 and it sold for $24.99. Just an XLT. It's a good size. It's a big and tall size. That's why it sold for a little bit more. But $24.99 plus ship on that one. What's up, Jennifer? On average, how many items fit in a box? About anywhere between 18 to 25 is about the max I can get in them. But the 25 needs to be like all shirts. If you put any jeans or jackets or anything in there, it's not going to fit any more than that. What's up, Jennifer? You take bids. Everything's buy it now, best offer. Do you have a min-max of items you like to have in your store? Right now, I want to try to get under, I think I can get under 2,000 now that I've found all my old listings and I've repriced everything. I'd like to get under 2,000 so I can have about, I don't know, 15 to 20 empty bins at all times. I can then condense, and once I condense, I'm left with another 20 bins. So that way I only condense once every 2 weeks. So once this clearance cycle, this first clearance cycle happens, I should be able to fit about 20 bins or 20 boxes. So I'll have about 2,000 or less. Are your trains selling? Yes. I sold quite a few this weekend, actually. And I didn't list any last week. We have over 200 ready to list. I sold one for 42 plus ship. I sold another for 18 plus ship. And that's it for this weekend. But next weekend, watch. Next weekend, I'm going to sell a ton because we're going to list. I'm probably going to list like 200 trains next week. So you have to remove the number. Like, will you replace it? No, you'll never replace the number. That's the great thing about the system. Is before, when you're using the bin system, I used to have to pull bins and replace the same numbers. Don't have to do that. You just constantly keep going up in numerical order. So let's say my last listed item, I think I said 1746 earlier. I will know that 1746 will be my first clearance cycle. So everything before 1746 on the next clearance cycle, I'll clearance. Everything above that is newly listed inventory. That way, every month or every 2 months, depending on when I want to do a clearance cycle, I'll just mark down where that listing ends, and I'll clearance all those items out. So the first one will be like a 25% off clearance. Second one will be a 50% off clearance. When I do the 50% off, the last set of items will be on a 25% off sale, so on and so forth. With the bin system, you'll never be able to do that. So that's why this system works so good. My sell-through rate on my store is probably going to go up 3x just from the system alone, and I'm going to make a video on that later. But yeah, it's gonna start pushing all that stuff out. And the clearance cycle, I'm gonna do one this weekend to try to move some old inventory out. My next one will be a month from then, so every month. The system is just a box system. That's what everybody calls it. There's a box system, a bin system. There's a hanging system. So the hanging system, you're just hanging all your inventory up. Yeah. Next one, 1285, another old item that I just got out of here. 1285. Another super old item. I repriced this and it sold almost immediately. I had this listed for like 25. It's a Tommy Bahama long sleeve shirt. I picked this up probably 2 years ago. Sold for $12.99 plus shipping. I don't even know what I paid for it because it's that old. So $12.99 plus shipping. Not a huge sale, but I got an old piece of crap out of my inventory. So you just buy new boxes instead of refilling them. No, you'll refill them. You'll condense your items down. So again, I'm going to make boxes for that bottom level right there. I'll have 8 empty boxes to fill my inventory with over the next week or 2 weeks, depending on how much I list. Then once that's done, then you start condensing all your inventory down. So every single box will be condensed down. I'll probably do a live when I do that too, because I know a lot of people are confused on how that works. It's actually really simple. You're just grabbing 2 boxes. The one that has the lowest number gets the items from the next box over. Then once that's full, you put it back on the shelf, grab the next 2 boxes, do the same thing over and over again. It's super simple. It takes a little bit of time, but it's a lot easier than pulling down a bin, unloading it and reloading it with inventory, and then dragging it back out here and throwing it up. It's a lot easier. 458. All right, 458. These are a pair of Page men's jeans. I don't really pick up women's Page jeans, but men's Page jeans sell really well. Paid $6.96 for these. I don't know if I repriced this. This might have been a new listing. Sold for $29.99 plus shipping, so that was a pretty good sale right there. What size boxes you use? I think they're 28 by 8 by 8. They're in my pin post, Courtney. If you go to my pin post, go to my Amazon storefront. They're linked there. That's the same boxes I bought was straight from Amazon. Do you wash the clothes? The only time we wash clothes if they have stains or bad smells. Do you sell hats? Yes, we do have some hats listed, but I don't sell too many hats. Most of the time when I sell hats, they're new with tags. All right, let's pull Poshmark orders. And then we have 1 Depop, and then we're done. So if I wasn't on live, to pull 20 plus orders would probably take me less than 5 minutes doing the system. Clear bags are also linked. All the products we use on a daily basis are linked in my bio. Selling one now. It's going over 1K. What are you selling? I missed your first comment. Oh, do you sell hats? You're selling a hat over 1K? Let's go. Pulling Poshmark orders. So 482 is my first Posh order. Find it real quick. All right, 482 is a pair of women's Bay brand pants. We still pick these up, but we try to get them as cheap as we possibly can. This one we paid $5.35, and it sold full price, $20 over on Poshmark. Does everything go in boxes, hats, coats? Most bigger coats will be hung up and they'll be put in storage, and you can kind of see that over there. They're hung up over there. If they're able to be folded up, they'll go right into the box system. Size bags you use for the jeans and bigger items. I have the bags linked. I think the bigger ones use are 13 by 10. I think is the bigger size that we use for jackets. $25 to put for a bid and went crazy. Nice. Let's go. Bought 7 blazers today. What brands do you recommend? If you want to know what brands I sell, my eBay store is always linked in my bio. Just type in blazer when you go to my eBay store. You can see all of them that we have listed, and then you can hit sold, and you can see all of them that we sold for the last 90 days. I sold another item on Poshmark. It's actually inside. I pulled it when I was redoing the last few bins. It's a Link Sole Polo, sold for $25. Next up, Patagonia. By the way, if you're new here, I'm going to be packing up all these orders on live tomorrow morning. So feel free to come back. If you don't know how to ship or you have questions about shipping, come back tomorrow morning. 12:48. This is a women's Patagonia base layer long sleeve. Man, it keeps booting me out. I'm using my old phone, and it keeps booting me out. Paid $4.28 for this, and it sold for $20 over on Posh. How'd your mortgage payoff project going? Go check out my new YouTube video. That'll explain the whole thing. That's exactly why I made that video, chat. Do you recommend posting Patagonia jackets now? You can post them now, just don't expect for them to sell super fast right now, and don't expect to get full market price. If you wait, you can get full market price for those. Recommendation on getting smoke smell out of clothing. Sunlight is good for smoke smell, so hang it up outside. And also, when you hang it up outside, stick some of those dryer sheets in them, and those absorb some of the smell. But sunlight is your best friend when it comes to smoke smell. Just make sure you don't leave it outside and it gets rained on. I think I got everybody over there. Is it just starting? What app do you? If you're just starting, what app do you recommend? I always recommend eBay first because that's where I get most of my sales from is eBay. Let's pull the next one. North Face jacket, number 730. This jacket is a really good one, but it has stains on it. So we had to price this a little bit lower. So when I tell you what it sold for, you're going to be like, what the heck? But it's a nice, one of those nice fluffy North Face full zip jackets. And this one sold for $15 over on Posh. Again, it has like a stain on the front, and we tried to get it out, but we couldn't get it out. But we still got $15 for it. Where are you? I'm in my garage. How do you connect your apps into one program? They're not. So all of my eBay listings have my custom SKUs. So when I sell something on Poshmark, all I have to do is go to my eBay and go to my unlisted items and just type in the item I'm looking for, and that's how I find it. I can also use Auto Posture to do it, but I'd have to log into Auto Posture and pretty much do the same thing. So I just use eBay. But Auto Posture would do the same exact thing. Next up, Tommy Bahama, because everybody tells me Tommy Bahama doesn't sell. So let me show you a sale. It's in 268. $268. These are the Tommy Bahamas that you need to be picking up. The nice floral, bright Tommy Bahamas. Pick this one up for, I'm not going to look it up. It sold for $30. Sold for $30. I don't feel like typing it back in because it keeps booting me out. But $30 for that one. Nice Tommy Bahama. Somebody just offered on a Tommy Bahama too. That was pretty funny. Have you heard of Jam's World? One of my favorites to pick up. Jam's World, especially the nice bright floral ones or ones that have like scenes all over them, do really, really good. Some can go for hundreds. Are you using the same storage bags in the box system? Yes, the same exact bags that I was using in the box system. I'm using in the bin, or I was using the bin system. I'm using in the box system. Mission getting a garage climate controlled. Can you share the company? So I'm not using a company actually. The guy next door to me, the one that I mow his lawn for, and I put that post out. This is why you do nice things for nice people, because they come back and they do nice things for you. He has a handyman because he used to own a bunch of properties. So what he did, when I told him I wanted to climate control my garage, he's like, bet, I'll let you know who my handyman is. He got in contact with his handyman. His handyman came over here the other day, told me about how much he's going to charge to have it done. It's like right around $1,000 to put up a wall, put up the roof, and maybe throw in some insulation with some new new plugs, all that for $1,000. So yeah, he's going to come over. We have to move all this out first before he's able to come in and do that. So it should be like 2 to 3 weeks. So it's not a company. It's just a guy, just a handyman guy. How many items are you guys listing per day? 30 per day. This week we'll probably actually do around 40 per day because I have 200 drafts ready to go. I didn't list anything last week because I was busy doing this system. That's why my sales are down this weekend compared to last weekend. But next weekend should be really good. So make sure you come back next weekend for the order pool live. Should be a completely different story. Next up, Rock Revival shorts, 630. Rock Revival shorts. This is another item that I repriced. I put the price down because it's been sitting. I actually lowered them to 25 on eBay, and somebody came in on Poshmark before I could reprice them and purchased them for $30 or $33. So that was a really good sale because I actually had it lower on eBay. So you didn't fail. I appreciate it. What we did, I appreciate all the kind words, but that's why I had to wait to make that video because I wanted to be able to express it that way. And if I made it right away, right after we quit the challenge, I would have been probably pissed off and it would have been a completely different kind of video. But I let it soak in for a couple months. I constantly was getting the questions on live like, hey, how's the challenge going? And I would, come up with a excuse, not an excuse, but a reason why. But I really wanted to put out that video so I could send people to that video. But we did fail. If you didn't complete it, you failed. In my eyes, I failed. But that's okay. It's okay to fail. At something that crazy, it's okay to fail. But yes, we did fail. I know a lot of people are going to be nice, but we failed. 1337. 1337. Another Tommy Bahama. Another really, really good print, Tommy. These are selling like hotcakes right now. If you can pick them up, list them. This one sold for 31 over on Poshmark. 31. We grow when we fail, definitely. A lot of people are telling us to restart the challenge. I don't think if I do restart the challenge or come anywhere close to doing a challenge like that, I'm going to give it like at least 6 months before I ever think about it. But there is a possibility of doing something like that. I really just wanted to complete it. I think if we would have completed that challenge, not only would word would have spread like crazy, but it would have also like inspired a ton of people, and it would have gotten rid of a lot of people's excuses about how thrifting is dead and reselling is dead, all that stuff. So that's another reason why I wanted to do it. But we didn't. So that's okay. We didn't do it. Do you mainly do menswear? We do some women's too. But when I first started, I pretty much did all men's items. So right now we're building up our women's inventory. So that's why you see a lot of men's items selling. Next up is a Banana Republic. Hang on, I just lost it. I hate when you exit out of the eBay app and you come back in. It puts the page back to the front. It's really annoying. 1362. This is a really good sale. Did I read that right? 1362. Oh, 1362. I gotta get used to this system. $13.62. This is a vintage Banana Republic fishing vest. These are really, really good to pick up. They sell really fast and they sell for good money. So I only paid $10.70 for this at a thrift store, and it sold for $48 over on Poshmark. Really good sale. Why online over markets? There's more people that shop online daily than shop at markets. On eBay, there's millions of people shopping every single day. If I brought all this to a market to sell, I wouldn't get as much and I wouldn't get as many sales. I wouldn't get as much per item and as many sales. It's just impossible. There's literally a million bajillion people searching on eBay every day for items. And when you do a market, you only get the people that come into your tent. Are the men's collared package shirts new? No, we package those. They're not new. They're not new with tags. Were you still selling 20 plus? It was a little bit lower than 20 plus. At the end of the challenge, we were getting like 18, I think on average. That's a good question. I should go look at the spreadsheet. I think it was around 18 per unit. We were like 24, 25 in jacket season, which was really good. But then when the short sleeves hit, the short sleeves just don't command as much. So that's why the prices drop. So Failures are learning opportunities. Facts. Facts. Next up, Untuck It. We only have 2 more orders to pull. What size storage boxes behind you? They're linked in my pinned post on my Amazon, or linked in my Linktree Amazon storefront. Also, I have a video on it on YouTube. You can watch how to make both systems, both the box system and the bin system. Let me see. Hold on, I gotta find this. $9.52. $9.52. All right, $9.52 is a men's Untuck It shirt. Everybody always tells me these don't sell for them. They sell for us. As long as you price them around $20, that's what about you'll sell these for. And this one sold for $20 over on Untuck It. We are still on Whatnot. Yes, we're going to do a Whatnot show probably at the end of this month. I'm hoping we can insulate this garage and have a setup out here. So all of our desks, we already have our light box out here. Everything will be out here. And I'm hoping to make a space specifically for Whatnot shows where I can like hang something up and make it look really nice. So yeah, I've paused consignment for right now because we're not doing shows. Although I did reach out to my main consigner, the person who sends me a ton of stuff, did reach out to him and tell him that we're possibly going to do a show at the end of this month. So he might send me a little bit just to fill out the show with some really, really good stuff. Again, I don't want to sell, in that video I explained this, I don't want to sell junk on Whatnot. I could easily go to the bins and buy a bunch of crap for $1 or less, sell it on Whatnot for $3 or $4, make money. I could do that. But then I feel awful at the end of the show because I literally sold you guys stuff that I tell you guys that I don't pick up. I've tried one of those shows. I bought it on eBay store. It was full of junk. I didn't know at first. When I got it in, there was only a few good items. Most of it was like Chaps and George and stuff like that. I did that show, and then afterwards I felt awful. So sure, there's money to be made there. You can make a lot more money doing it that way than what we do. But I feel way better at the end of the show when I just sold you guys, you know, Purple Label Ralph Lauren and Double RL and Harley Davidson and stuff like that instead of selling George. Because I can go get George like this. It's super. I could just go to Estates on Friday and Saturday and just buy out Estates full of clothing and then sell them on Whatnot for, $3, $4, $5 a piece. But it just doesn't sit well with me. That's why we're not doing that. There's a lot of people that do that and they make a lot of money doing that. I just can't. Next up, 140. Last item. 140 is a vintage crew neck. This is a vintage Nike crew neck. I believe this sold for $20. I don't have Depop downloaded on this phone, so I can't check. But always look out for the silver tag Nike pieces with the check on the collar right here. Those are, I guess, like vintage people love those shirts. So I picked this one up and it sold really quick over on Depop. Listed that on Depop, sold it super fast. So how are things going? They're going good. We're back out in the garage. Did you make a video on how to switch your inventory system? Yes, it's up on YouTube right now. Go check it out. How many pictures do you take for shirts? You can go check my eBay store. It's linked in my bio. We take 5 to 7 photos. Some people take 1 million. We only take 5 to 7. You can source. My eBay sourcing is different than eBay. You can sort. What the hell are you talking about, Barry D? You don't have to feel bad. People still wear those brands. Yes, but if I've talked to Bearded about this because Bearded told me to do these type of shows. Literally, if I went on Whatnot and started selling George after I literally just came from a thrift store and said, don't buy George because it doesn't sell, but please come to my Whatnot show and buy George from me, I would be a hypocrite. I don't want to do that. I realize there's so much money to be made there. I would feel like a hypocrite if I ever did that. Literally go to the thrift store and say, don't pick up this brand, but please come to my Whatnot show where I'll sell you this brand for more money than I'm buying in this thrift store. It would make no sense. Would you recommend business, TikTok, or personal? I switched mine to personal because I kept getting bananaed. So I switched mine to personal so I don't have any affiliation with the TikTok shop. So when I start talking about eBay and Mercari, there's no conflict of interest or whatever. So that's one reason I did that. But I'm personal right now. Do you have different prices on different platforms for the same item? Right now, yes, because I just changed over my inventory system and I dropped the prices on eBay. So yeah, you'll see different prices, but typically we keep them the same unless we drop prices. So don't buy George for eBay. Buy it for Whatnot if you can get 25 cents a piece. No, that's wrong. I know. I talked to Beard about this. He said the same thing. It's literally you're going to the store in front of your people and saying, don't buy this brand, but come to my Whatnot show and buy this brand from me. It doesn't make any sense. Literally, That's why there's some resellers that sell on Whatnot and get a bad reputation that they're not real resellers because they're selling stuff that they normally couldn't sell because they have an audience and they have a following. I don't want to go down that road, so I refuse. The garage is not climate controlled yet, but we're getting it climate controlled within the next few weeks. How often do you ship out the wrong item? Rarely ever, because especially now that we're putting in this new system, as soon as we list the items, they're going to go right into inventory with a number and everything. So the chances of actually overselling or shipping out the wrong item is going to be super limited, even more limited compared to the bin system. So I think in the last like 2 years, I might have shipped out maybe 1 or 2 wrong items. And typically they're like blazers that are just hanging up, and I grabbed the wrong blazer because they look the same, because they're not in inventory yet, but those are also going to inventory too. Just started auto posture and the setup is confusing. Any advice? Go check out my YouTube video. My YouTube video goes over the whole setup of auto posture. It's really simple. If you just follow each platform, you hook up each platform and you follow the steps to, turn everything on. It's really, really simple. You can curate it however you want. When you lowered prices, did you do it as you retag? Yes. As I retagged items, I was pulling items out of bins and I was like, why do I still have this listed? Why? I don't even pick up this brand. Why? I don't pick it up anymore. There was some stuff from an old buyout that I never pick up those brands, but I listed them on eBay because I wanted to get a little money for them. And I literally just, some of those I redonated, and others I just dropped the price to like $10 just to clearance them out. But yes, as I was going through the inventory, I was dropping prices. Is George a Walmart brand? Yes, it is. What do you do to clear old inventory? So this is one reason I switched over to the box system is, again, as soon as I finish. So my last listed item, I think it's like 1760 something is my last listed item. So now I know 1760 to number 1 is my oldest listed inventory. Anything listed over 1760 is going to be my new items. So when I do a clearance sale, I know to clearance out 1 through 1760. And then the next set is going to be the next clearance cycle. So they'll always be on different clearance cycles, but it's just an easy way to tell. I know Kings of eBay does like store categories to do this, which is smart. This system, you don't have to set up store categories. You just know where your oldest listed inventory is because the numbers start at 1 and they never go up. What do you promote on eBay? I promote at 5%. I don't suggest you guys to promote at 5%. The reason I do is because I get a lot of people going to my store every day, checking it out, looking up comps, looking up how I list my items. I feel like that hurts my conversion rate. People are clicking on my listings but not buying it. So to counteract that, I do 5%. I suggest you guys do around 3%, anywhere between 2 or 3%. Everybody does 2% because it's the lowest you can do. So you need to do a little bit over 2% to set yourself out from the crowd. What is this? We just pulled inventory for sales from this weekend. I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Whatnot, Depop. So click the follow button, go through all my videos. I have tons of videos going over exactly what we do. But I'm going to head off. I appreciate you guys hanging out. First, box pull system. If you guys missed any part of this live, I'm also live on Facebook and YouTube right now. You can rewatch the live, see how I pull inventory. I'll probably do these lives every Sunday, but they'll be really fast compared to the old system. If I have 25 orders, I'm pretty much going to have to answer questions to keep this live like longer than 30 to 35 minutes because it's so quick and easy to pull from this system. And again, if you want to learn how to make this system, the video is up on YouTube. Go watch it. It shows you how to make the box system and the bin system for inventory. If you have an eBay store, you sell online, and you don't have an inventory system, you need one because it makes it so much easier to pull orders instead of rummaging through a bunch of stuff to find your items. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll catch you tomorrow morning. I'll be shipping out all these